afternoon, Head2Head. This is Chris.
Hey guys, this is Scott. What's going on, folks?
We hope everybody's doing well. Had a great Super Bowl weekend. How you making out, bro?
I'm doing fine, sir. You're pretending like that Super Bowl was good, though.
Nah, I mean, it was not good. It was not good, but it was a Super Bowl weekend, right? So hopefully everybody had a great Super Bowl weekend and got to enjoy at least up until halftime, and then everybody kind of went to their phone and started playing charades or solitary or something like
Tetris.
I did. Whatever. Or just turn the thing off.
Oh, I'm telling you, bro.
Some of us might have just thrown the TV right out the front door.
After the halftime show, we were done.
I'm going to tell you, well, before the halftime show, man, because that halftime show
I didn't watch the game.
That halftime show actually was perfect for the actual football game. Horrible.
They complimented it just fine.
I thought Adam Levine was a singer, brother. I don't know. What was that?
I don't know what that was, brother. I really don't, man, because you know as well as I do, this is a different era that we're joining.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the one thing I got out of that whole halftime was he had some questionably suspected tattoos in and around his body.
Yeah.
And when I saw him take his shirt off, I'm pretty sure some women were like, oh, yeah. I actually saw the California tattoo written around his stomach, and I was like...
Well, didn't Tupac have that tattoo?
Listen,
well, I'm going to find that. I'm going to find out.
Yeah, find that out. But I immediately, my mind was like, I want to go down and get a tattoo on my stomach, and it say snacks with a Z on it. Just say snacks. No, I did. I was like, no, that's a right hand to God moment right there, brother.
Oh,
I saw that, and I said, man, that would be really stupid of me to go out with my tummy and get a tattoo that said snacks with a Z written across like Adam Levine did on his stomach. I wouldn't put a butterfly, not that I'm against butterflies, but maybe like a spoon and a fork. That's a true story, brother.
Oh,
no, because I told the wife that's, and then she looked at me with, and I actually saw divorce papers in her eyes, and I was like, well, that's not going to happen. You know? Yeah. Here comes a lovely truck right by. So we have that going for us. I appreciate that.
That's all right. What are you going to do, man? We're outside. We might just let it roll at this point.
No, it's beautiful, man.
It's actually a nice day for winter, so we're doing a little outside broadcast today.
Yeah, why not?
But
we keep people guessing here. We've been in cars. We've been in this, that. We were in my garage.
Yeah.
Trying to make that look like that was sophisticated over the weekend, and now, you know, we're out having a picnic.
We had that guy pick us up that offered us candy and helped us find his puppy. Remember when he picked us up?
That was a nice puppy.
It was good. We never found that dog, did we?
No, we never found Smookums.
Smookums.
We never found him.
What do we got going on today, brother?
So we got our friend of the show. He's a amateur fisher.
Pro-am.
Well, he's looking to get his pro card, and we're gonna come on and kind of discuss his journey.
Everybody's an amateur fisherman, brother. He's a pro-am fisherman.
Well, I'm an amateur podcaster.
You're doing all right, man. I'm drinking my MRE protein shake.
Everybody heard the swallow.
Listen, bro,
everybody heard that swallow, brother. Actually, you swallowed so much that my stomach is like, well, I'm full.
Fucking Monday, bro.
I'm full.
It really is a Monday today, isn't it?
Oh, no.
That's that Redcon One whole food meal replacement shake for heavy set people.
We'll continue to plug it,
like
brother.
Myself.
No, you might as well plug
Redcon1.com, 20% discount code T20 Scott J. Go ahead and get yourself some Redcon 1 MRE shakes or whatever else you want to buy.
Some gear? Off. Can you get gear with it? Or just the shakes?
Well, see, in the fitness community, you don't say gear.
What do you say?
You say clothing, because gear refers to steroids.
I thought gear would be like...
Now we're not going to be monetized on YouTube because we use the word steroids.
Well, you're out. You're done.
Oh,
you're
wait.
Fired.
Were we monetized? No. Anyway.
Yeah, so
there we go. Steroids.
And more steroids.
Yeah.
No, but we're going to have...
I wish I can get some.
We're going to have our friend Matt Luna. He's gonna join us here to kind of discuss his journey to getting his pro card. Hopefully we can maybe get some of those sponsors, maybe some people out there listening. You run a business, you're an entrepreneur, you're looking to put your name on something. I mean, this guy is... he's really got his stuff going. He's really dedicated to it. You can check out he's got a YouTube channel where he shows, him fishing and things. And it's a big deal to be going after your dreams and learning. So we're going to I want to explore why what has made him passionate about fishing, and then obviously why he wants to make a living out of it, and see if we can take his passion for fishing and his need to be alive, right, and pay your bills, and put them two together and do something.
Enjoying his life and making money.
Yeah, so hopefully, we can get that going here. But Yeah, man. What do you got going on this week, brother? What's going on?
Training, brother. Restarting my training program. Not restarting, but I've reevaluated a while ago. Really digging into it. Taking deep dives into my powerlifting, focusing on arms. So that's for me, man. My mind is always wrapped around this training and nutrition. Nutrition is my my enemy.
No more
or
gummy
lack
bears for you?
thereof. I can't.
No?
Nah, brother.
Well, isn't there Seth
we're like
Feroce? How do you say his last name?
Yeah, but okay. If I look like Seth Feroce,
Yeah, but he has
we
gummy
wouldn't even
bears.
be oh, what's your plan this weekend? Oh man, I'm just gonna go fucking crush it. That's what he says. Just
Yeah,
get
but
it done.
but he eats gummy bears though.
Because
I've seen it.
Because he spent 20 years crushing it. You ever see Central Intelligence when the
Yeah,
Rock?
but maybe gummy bears is a secret.
It is.
You
It's
just-
let me just look at my belly, and there's the secret. Ta-da! I should get Harborough tattooed across my belly.
Well, there you go. Snacks, hard-boiled,
Snacks,
same
Harborough,
difference.
and
Hard-boiled
pizza.
eggs.
Well, that's okay. I could eat those. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
But that's my game plan, brothers. Really focus on my nutrition. If I can make it through. Remember when we started intermittent fasting? We went 1 week. It was like the hardest week in the world.
Yeah.
Now intermittent fasting, not eating until noon, is nothing to us.
So what are you gonna do? Start eating some salads and lettuce?
See, that's what Joanna said too, and I looked at her cross-eyed and backwards, which is easy for me. But oh man,
touche.
no, but she looked at me. She was just, "What, are you gonna start eating salads?" Because my deal is, she'll be like, "You're gonna buy a salad in a bag and you'll throw it out in 3 days because it went bad and you didn't eat it." So no, it's a
You gonna
salad.
make shakes with it?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on vegetables, some more healthier fruits like berries and apples and stuff, and proteins.
Are you gonna put it in like a shake? Because that'd be the only way I could do it. No, because you gotta just drink it down.
So these
real
are all
quick.
great questions, man. I was
Get a
thinking,
juicer. That's a
thinking
waste,
about it.
though. By the way.
oh, juicers. Oh yeah,
That's a waste.
Have you ever tried to clean one of them up?
No, you don't. You
It's
throw
like,
it away.
You know what
you
it's
buy
like?
a new one.
Let me tell you what having a juicer is like. It's like having a 100-pound bulldog shit all over your yard, and you got to go out and clean it up afterwards. It's great to have the dog, but every week you got to go out there and clean that fucking thing up.
Nah, man, the juicer.
That's what having a juicer
Nah,
is
if you
like.
buy a juicer, by the time I clean up, I just throw it away and order a new one from Amazon.
Yeah, just done.
Done.
Yeah,
And then you waste all the fiber.
that'd actually be a great company, man. You come in, you clean up somebody's juicer, or you just switch it out.
You saw the light bulb ding off.
You just,
it was like ding.
so juice switchers. You just go in and you have a whole bunch of juicers, and then people rent them.
Yeah,
and you switched
that'd
out.
be a good deal.
And then that'd be something that would be a great gig to have and to do.
Yeah, man,
Make
it would
some
be
money off that.
It'd be awesome, man. We could get that going. So, hey, but we're gonna switch gears here now. Hopefully, Matt will be joining us here momentarily. But like I said, we're gonna have him come on and talk. Do we have Matt on the line?
Yep, I'm here.
There he is. How are you, sir?
Hey, Mr.
I'm
Luna,
doing
good,
well.
good talking to you for the first time, sir.
First
No,
time,
just kidding.
first time ever.
Nah, we had some technical difficulties a little while back when we were doing our interview, so we decided to redo it. In fairness, this gentleman here is actually was a fantastic interview. It just didn't come through promptly like it should have, but hey, that's on us. We'll take that hit. How you doing?
You're still out in the California area, Matt?
Yeah, I'm back to, regular life, not traveling around like when we spoke last time, but yeah, I'm in California still. I'm home. I'm back home in San Diego now. So just doing back to, normal.
Well, let me ask you this question because his peace of mind is actually part of this conversation. How did you feel about halftime show, specifically the California tattoo on Adam Levine's stomach? Did you see that?
I did see the halftime show yesterday, and
You can't get that. You can't get that 20 minutes back of your life. Neither can
yeah, I mean, halftime shows lately just haven't been anything to write home about. I mean, we were talking about that yesterday, and I just, there's room for improvement, let's say.
we. Well, I was telling Scott. I said the first thing that popped in my mind when I saw Adam Levine's California tattoo on his stomach is I immediately wanted to call a tattoo artist and get the word snacks across my belly because that would be fitting. Because I like my snacks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's from California, I would hope. I mean, but who knows anymore?
know, is he
People
from-
get tattoos for about everything, it seems like anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the butterfly tattoo that was right next to it. That really gave it a nice, thing going. So what's going on with you, man? How's fishing life? We were talking to our listeners about your YouTube video. They can find you and kind of want to see your journey. I know you did some different events here in the last few months. Anything? I mean, how's this getting started? The passion to get into this. I know we talked a little bit offline about your passion for fishing, but how are we looking to get this thing together where you can make your life with fishing, be able to pay your bills and still enjoy the stuff that you're doing?
Yeah, so this year in January was really busy. At the beginning of January, I was at Lake Havasu for a tournament out there. It was the One Bass Arizona Open Pro-Am, and I was out there for about 7 days straight fishing. And then a couple weeks ago, I was out at Lake Shasta, which is up in Northern California, for another tournament. That was a Wild West Bass Trail tournament, and another Pro-Am event. But which is abnormal. That's a lot more fishing in 1 month out of town than I normally do. It's just the way things worked out. It was just a busy month, but most of the time I do about between 4 and 5 pro-ams a year. Would be my second or third year, depending on how you want to look at it, for me doing the pro-ams. Last year I did it pretty heavy, which would have for me was 4 events, and that was a pretty busy schedule. I was hoping to do 5. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen this year or not, but I know I definitely have another one coming up in October, which is going to be the U.S. Open out at Lake Mead. That's the
Okay.
biggest event we have out here in California. And the only thing hanging me up on the other events is just trying to, you know, find ways to finance all of it, because by the time you factor in gas, hotel, lodging, tournament entry fees, and all that, it starts adding up pretty quick.
Yeah, what now? See, what I find pretty awesome about what you're doing is your YouTube videos. I think that's very important to show people like myself and maybe some prospected sponsors, kind of your day to day. And with that said, I mean, you're chronicling that very well. I don't. Is there anybody else that's doing that? Because I don't find very many people out there doing that.
There's some professional guys that are currently fishing at the highest levels, and they chronicle stuff like this. I'm taking it from a different approach, because obviously I'm not at the highest levels. I aspire to get there, and I'm doing what I can to try to achieve those goals. But my kind of personal brand, for lack of a better word, I guess, is that of someone trying to document their way to get there. So, like, for example, I've had a couple tough finishes in these first 2 events this year, and that stuff goes on YouTube. That stuff goes on my social media platforms, my podcast, like all of it. So whether it's a good finish, bad finish, it's going up. I mean, that's all part of my story, and pretty much anybody else's story that's had success in fishing. There's a lot of failure that goes along with it. There's a lot of bad finishes. There's
Yep.
a lot of tough days on the water, and I think that stuff needs to be chronicled, just like all the good stuff, because like anything, the good stuff is what success is what people see most of, and they
Right.
don't realize that there's a lot that goes in beforehand or behind the scenes that gets people to that success.
Yep.
Or different events that I might fish that I could have had the worst finish possible. I could have finished in last place, but if I learn something from that event and then take it into a next one and have success, well, then that last place finish
Yeah, it
had
was
a
worth it.
role in getting to my success.
It's
if
funny.
that makes sense.
It's funny. It makes perfect sense. It's funny, man. Me and Chris lift. We do try to do powerlifting on the side, like as a little personal hobby. Same thing, man. In this community, in the world, especially social media, all everybody sees is they're positive. They had the big lifts, what they did great. They don't see all the failures that worked up to it. So I'm a big believer in posting my failures as well. One, it holds me accountable to doing better next time. And 2, I think it actually like makes you humble, and
It makes you real. It makes you
it makes you a real person, right? Not
Right.
that you're just out there trying to get through it. But actually, it's funny. We've been talking for about 4 minutes now, and the only thing I actually heard out of this whole conversation is the beginning when you said you had to fish for 7 days straight.
Oh yeah, that was in the beginning of January. Yeah,
That's something, isn't it? He's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I gotta go out and
don't
do
get me
this and fish
wrong.
for 7 days straight.
It's fun. So don't get me wrong. I mean,
Of
don't get me
course.
wrong. It's fun. But in those 7 days, the bite was so tough for me out at Lake Havasu, and for a lot of other people. I caught 12 fish in 7 days out there.
Wow.
Okay,
And-
that's not a lot. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and that's not a lot. Like, you want to catch a lot more fish than that. And it was just really tough fishing. And one of the things that I learned big time from that event was just like personal, like self-talk, that you really got to keep focusing refocusing yourself, because it's easy to get kind of spun out and not know what to do next, or I need to do this or I need to do that, and instead of just trying to slow everything down, stay focused, and just
Right.
slowly get through it and just keep plugging along and persevering. And unfortunately, I didn't end up having a good finish, but I mean, there's top level professionals there that struggled as well. So it wasn't just me, it was a lot of other people that had a hard time. And that's one of the other things with this YouTube and social media thing, is that you know, people see all these, weights that come in at the end of a tournament, and they're like, oh man, that guy must have jacked him up, or they must have, caught the crap out of him. And it's like, well, maybe, but there's also those tournaments where you might have gotten 5 bites, you just got the right 5, and that's how you ended up winning. So I just want to chronicle how all that just, you don't know the backstory. So I'm trying to put that backstory out in the forefront.
Yeah, you should definitely. My opinion would be, and I don't know if you're doing it already on your YouTube channel, but you should definitely vlog your fishing tournaments. People would love that. And you would have to do some editing, but I would like to watch that if you just get some video throughout the whole time, and then have it throughout the whole 7 days or 5 days, and then have it put together in maybe like a 15-20 minute clip where you can watch it. I mean, that'd be great, man. I mean, I think you do really well in that aspect as well.
Yeah, I do that in a little bit different way. So basically, what I do is I usually chronicle my drive out there, each of my practice days, the tournament days themselves,
Okay.
and then this last time I did a recap video on the way home. So it kind of I do that to a point. It's a lot.
It
The
is, isn't
fishing
it?
side of it is a lot of
Yeah.
actual fish catches or something. Well, you hope there's a lot of fish catches. This last Havasu one, there wasn't a ton to do, but I also try to put in things like, what did I learn from the tournament, even if it was a tough event or whatever. What did I learn? What am I taking? What can I move? What can I bring down the road to the next tournament or in the future? And just different things that I think I need to build off of, and what I can do to try to continue working to achieve my goals.
Now, do you take your own skeeter out on the water, or you got one that they have to use it for each tournament? You got to bring your own?
Bring my own.
It
Yeah.
is,
So
okay.
I tow that thing all over the place. Like Havasu is about 5 hours from where I live, and then Lake Shasta is 12. So that was a 12-hour
That's a hike
drive up
for
north.
a tow, yeah. And what do you got? Is it 12 or 15 feet?
My boat?
Yeah.
My boat's 19 and a
Oh,
half.
19. Okay, good. That's cool, man.
Which-
Yeah. I
Yeah,
fished.
that's
I
on
fished
a
off
smaller scale of bass boats. I mean, bass boats range in size, but a lot of the guys that I compete against have 20, 21-foot boats.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. I know there are small boats. But you get a nice little motor on the back of that thing, you can have some fun on the lake for a couple minutes going out to where you want to go.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even my boat, it's smaller than some, but it's got a 200 horse on the back of
I
it.
know.
And
On a fiberglass boat too, with no
Yeah.
top. I mean, and you're just sitting in a seat. I mean, that's moving the handle around. That's a lot of power
Yeah.
behind you, man, to drive that thing.
It's fun. It's fun for sure. It gets going just under 70 when
Really?
everything's right, and
All
then
right.
like 2 people in there towing with or tournament load and everything. You're mid 60s to upper 60s.
All right.
Matt, I want to take you back to how this all started. I mean, when you were growing up, was fishing kind of in the DNA? Were you did you have somebody in your life or some people in your life that say, hey, let's go, we're going fishing today, and we're gonna go hit this water, and we're gonna catch this fish? Anybody in your life that did that, or had you growing up, and or this is something that kind of happened later on in life, your love for fishing?
Well, it's a little bit of both. So I started off fishing with my dad, just going to some of the smaller local lakes in San Diego, and we weren't very good at it. And we learned from going to the tackle shop and talking to the guys at the tackle shop, or my dad had a buddy that was pretty well into fishing, so we learned some stuff from him as well. But my first, I guess, love sports-wise was baseball, and I played baseball from the time I was 8, and then all the way through college, and I fished off and on, during that time. But it wasn't until I got towards the end of college that I really started to fish a lot more and get much more into it. And then after graduation and starting to get a job going and everything like that, I bought my first boat, and that was really the game changing moment, I guess, was when I really started going, wow, this is something I really could get into. And
Mm-hmm.
that got me to want to fish tournaments. And then I started fishing tournaments locally in San Diego with a buddy. And then, eventually, a couple boats later, I got the one that I have now. And that's when I really started to, step it up and fish out of town and travel and fish these programs and really try to make a run at, trying to do this professionally and trying to do this for a living.
Yeah, that's outstanding. So, do you still fish with your father, or?
Yeah, we haven't been fishing as much lately, but a couple years ago we fished some team tournaments together, and we ended up winning one down here in San Diego, which was pretty cool. We were able to fish at El Cap and ended up winning that tournament, so that was pretty cool that he and I got to win one together.
There you go.
Was that one of your first tournaments, or did you have one kind of solo? Do you recall your first actual tournament you went out for?
My first actual tournament was probably on one of the smallest lakes out here in San Diego, and my dad and I were fishing a night tournament. It's at a place called Lake Jennings, and the council that kind of organizes all the bass clubs put on a tournament. You didn't have to be part of the bass clubs or the bass fishing club to enter it, but we found out about it, so we entered it, and we ended up going and doing that. So that was my first ever tournament, was with my dad, and we didn't do that well. The fishing was really tough, and we only brought in one fish. But
that's memories that count, man.
Yeah, exactly. And we had a couple of nights where we were out there beforehand just trying to figure out what was going on. And so that was my first tournament ever. But then I started fishing with a buddy of mine, and we fished team tournaments locally in San Diego. And so I did that with a couple people for a couple years, and then I started doing it with my dad. And then that's when we ended up winning one. And that was pretty cool. That's a pretty
awesome,
cool experience.
Man. Are you guys in San Diego or just outside?
I live in a suburb of San Diego, but for conversation's sake, it's easier.
Yeah, we get it. We do the same thing. I have a family member that lives out in Bonita.
Mm-hmm.
So we're out there. So I've been out there a few times in San Diego. I'll tell you what, I really like that city. Is one of my all-time favorites, weather-wise, just vacation-wise. It's nice to go there.
It says one of the cleanest cities in the country, right?
San Diego?
Yeah.
I'd say it's one of the fun cities in the country. I wouldn't say it's the cleanest.
Well, you're clean and my clean. What we're talking about might be different here.
I compare anything. Well, it's cleaner than New York City.
Well, I mean that's so is bubblegum on my shoe, bro.
Yeah, so
I mean,
so the shit just came out of my dog's ass. I know. New York City's
a
wreck.
Yeah.
No, it's actually a real nice city. No, I would definitely travel there again. But I know you guys are having some floods out there right now, right? Does that affect you at all?
Not so much here in San Diego. It doesn't take much for us to get some flooding. We have the San Diego River that kind of, once it rains pretty good, it'll start to flood in different parts of the city just because of the runoff and everything. But we're doing okay right now. I'm not sure if, other parts of Southern California are having some issues, but we're doing okay here in San Diego right now. But we do have some rain going on.
Well, last time we spoke, and I know we were off cuff a little bit, but last time we spoke, you said you had a Ford F-150?
I do, yeah. That's my tow vehicle.
So what year is it?
I have a 2014 F-150.
Yeah. So what, is that your first Ford you had, or you always been a Ford guy, or what?
No, I've had a few different Fords. My first ever car was a 1987 Camaro that I got when I was 16, and then
little IROC Z or just a regular one?
Just the regular one.
All right.
If I could go back in time, we would have gotten one of the. I don't even remember what the models were. But
the IROCs,
the sportier one. Yeah, the sportier one.
Oh yeah, man. And you would have kept it too.
I probably wouldn't have been smart enough to keep it. To be honest with you.
None of us were, man.
But then that's when I got into some trucks after that. Is I got a Ranger, a Ford Ranger, and then I got another F-150, and then another F-150, and then I decided to try a Tacoma, and I had that for a couple of years, and then I switched back to my F-150 I have now.
Oh, there's a good question, huh? Why'd you switch back after you had a Toyota? You went back to Ford. That's a great question.
I have some friends that run a Toyota dealership in San Diego. So I ended up, trying the Tacoma thing. I wasn't fishing as much at the time, so I didn't need, the full-size truck to tow all over the place. And then So I got into the Tacoma, and I liked it. Don't get me wrong, it was a nice truck, and even when I was towing, using that to tow everywhere, it towed pretty good. And then I just decided that, I wanted that full size truck. I wanted to get something with some nice wheels and tires on it, leveling kit on it. And
Right.
so I told my buddy that worked at the Toyota dealership about it, and I said, hey, like, this is what I'm looking for. So I would have been open to a Tundra, but it just didn't happen as soon as I wanted to. So then I found one at a Ford dealership. I found the Ford that I have now at a Ford dealership, and I went over there, and it made sense. So I bought that, and so I just my main thing is that I wanted to get back into a full size truck, and I like my Ford. So
there you go. Well, here's what you just did to yourself. Then you got yourself a Ford sponsor coming down the road. So
I was just gonna say,
we'll get him a clip. We'll send this over to Ford.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully
we'll get Matt a sponsor out there.
Somebody working at Ford or has some pull at Ford. Maybe they can reach out, because I'm imagining, Matt, that going to tournaments every so often, hitching your equipment and whatnot, and gas up and down to get to these tournaments, that's got to become pretty expensive.
for sure.
So let's get some people from Ford to let's connect here so we can have that conversation for sponsorship, because I'm pretty sure you're open to sponsorships at this point, as we all are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but he actually deserves it,
Yeah, he definitely
deserves it, though.
I wouldn't go that far.
So,
but
talk about the expense here, because I'm curious. People will say, he's fishing. You go get on line, you go to tack bait, and you go down and throw it in the river, right? But that's not necessarily the case when you're trying to get pro at this thing here.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the scenario you just gave. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to, tournament fishing and trying to get and go through the ranks of different levels to make it to the professional ranks, I mean, there's a large expense there. Like, for example, the Havasu event, the entry fee alone was $1,000, and then the entry.
You get a T-shirt with that?
I think we got a T-shirt.
You better know if you got it for $1,000. I'd have that. You know how people frame jerseys and they're signed?
Oh, yeah,
I'd have done that already. I'd have my T-shirt there. I'd have signed it.
$1,000, brother.
I mean, the prize package for the guys that wins is pretty good. So, for example, the prize package for that tournament, I can't remember what the cash prize on, but then you win a boat. So the boat's probably worth $42,000 or something like that, and then you have the cash prize on top of that. So you have the potential to make some money, but
how many other guys do you pay per boat, per fisherman, and how many other guys are you going up against?
So I want to say for that one it was around 70 something. The tournament I just fished at Lake Shasta had 150 professionals, and then you have co-anglers that sign up as well. So, like, for example, the Wild West Bass Trail tournament, the entry fee on that's $755, and then you have co-anglers that pay. I'm not exactly sure what theirs is, but it's in the $400 range.
Okay.
So they hop on the boat for the day with me and my boat, and we drive around and fish. And one of the cool things about the One Bass, the Havasu tournament that I fished, is that it's a shared weight tournament. Mm-hmm. So you work as a team that day. So you try to bring in your best 5 fish between the two of you. So you work as a team. The Wild West ones that I just did at Lake Shasta, those ones are not shared weight. So I catch my own fish and the co-angler catches their own fish, and it's completely separate. Both
they give you a fee for your boat?
Say that again?
Did they give you a fee to fish off your boat for the day? You get a chunk of something, or they kind of?
I mean, it's kind of like
just Ubering them around the lake.
It's more of like an unwritten rule. There's nothing set in stone, but most of the time, the co-anglers will kick down some gas money or something like that.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's good.
So you just said there was about 70 people out there, about $1,000 entry fee.
Yeah.
So I don't. We didn't discuss. As a matter of fact, me and Scott didn't even discuss this, but I wanted to break the news over this. Is that Head2Head's actually going to do a fishing event
in my backyard, in my pool.
Well, Silver Creek. Silver Creek or whatever. Yeah, Head2Head.
And we're only charging $500.
Yeah, only $500 entry fee.
Matt's in on it too. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be right over there."
Yeah, first calling all anglers. Right? That's correct, right?
I guess.
Right?
Yeah, it's the wrong person, brother.
Head2Head, first annual fishing expo.
There you go.
There it is. You know what I mean? $500 entry fee.
And we'll stock the pond.
Yeah. And there's a rubber ducky. I mean, that's incredible money that's getting spent, Matt. So we really need to get some sponsors out here to help, because I mean, I don't know what you're doing to make that kind of dough to do that, brother, but God bless you.
He's fishing.
Well, I mean,
selling body parts.
now are you eating the fish? Because you got to eat the fish too, right? Are you eating the fish or no?
No, not for the tournaments. Those are all catch and release.
Oh, catch and release. Okay.
So you basically, the way it works is inside the boat, there's what's called a live well, and for sake of conversation, it's basically like a fish tank that keeps the fish alive while you're fishing the day.
Sure.
So you catch one, you put it in there. At the end of the day, you get them all out of there. They're still kicking around, and you weigh them, and then you put them back in the lake, and they swim to catch to be caught another time.
That's outstanding. So
yeah. And then those are what I just discussed are just entry fees. So that doesn't go into the travel, the gas money to get there, the gas money driving around the lake. Because, I mean, for example, like Shasta's I think it's the biggest lake in California, and you could easily burn, a tank of gas. And my tank on my boat's 36 gallons. So if you burn 36 gallons of gas, and then you're talking California gas prices at, $3.50 a gallon or something like that.
My goodness.
Dollars?
Between $3 to $3.50.
Dollars or the dollars?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Holy
it's expensive
smokes.
out here.
You guys are still paying $3.50?
Not quite $3.50, but I think I saw $3.29 on the way into work today. So.
Well, the fact that you guys are still over $3, that's incredible. That's
we're for sure over.
That's got to be the highest in the country.
We're for sure over $3 a gallon.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's really sad, man.
So even more so, we need some people to reach out here and help sponsor.
We're Tales of Woe through Matt here, and we're gonna plug them and push them out there for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need Ford, we need Sunoco, we need who else? Who's some good fishing companies that you tried to go after? Some they do rods and reels and all that stuff. What do they do? Who's some good companies out there?
I have some sponsors right now. I have some product deals and stuff like that. So I get some support from a few companies. Last Chance Performance Marines, a dealership down in Southern California. They're located in Hemet. They help me out with getting me into the boat that I have now, Skeeter Boats. I also have a sponsorship with Powell Fishing Rods. They make a great rod, hard to beat for the price. I also have 6 Sense Fishing Lures. That's a new one. I'm really excited about that one. I also have X-Zone Lures, the Rod Glove, and Raw Fish. Raw Fish is an apparel company. If you have any viewers that are into fishing and they want some pretty stylish clothing that doesn't have like a giant fish on the front of their shirt, they definitely should check out Raw Fish. They got some pretty cool stuff.
They got a website?
Rawfish.com.
Rawfish.com. Rawfish.com. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, I mean, all the companies I just said have websites, and
nice.
Easy to on a Google search if they want to check any of them out. But yeah, a lot of people are like, what fishing clothing? No, I'm one of the kind of guys that I don't need a big fish on my shirt to say that I'm a fisherman. But if I got something that's related to fishing, but it's kind of
I could appreciate that.
Yeah, well, Scott
literally says I am a fisherman on his shirt.
Well, Scott told me I couldn't have the microphone and the headphones on my shirt because I don't need to walk around saying I'm a podcaster, so I had to get rid of that shirt too. So
see, exactly. I mean, it's one thing to flash the stuff you're into, but it doesn't. In some cases, I don't need it.
Do you guys?
It can be subtle.
Do you guys remember the shirts that were tie dye, but they would have the eagle on it, or they'd have the lion?
I remember tie dye shirts.
But do you remember ones where they'd have like the animal overly done on the shirt? No. It was like a purple shirt or a blue shirt. You don't remember that?
No.
Matt, I guess I'm in the minority on that one. All right, well, I'm going to digress on that conversation.
Well, what was it? What was the deal?
Well, I don't know the deal. That's why I was asking if you guys remember it, because I wanted to know where they went.
So this is mute then?
Yeah, this is a dumb point. This is actually a dumb point now that I thought at least two out of the 3 of us, at least the 2 of the 3 of us would have known what I was getting.
Should I just shake my head? Yeah, I know that.
You should have.
And then what would you have said?
You should have just faked it until you
would
made
have been like, tell me about it then.
No, because
I don't know.
Got you. No, that's good.
Well, Matt, listen, if there are sponsors out there, is anybody that wants to find Mr. Matt Luna, how do they find you, sir?
Easy. I have, pretty active social media on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, email, mattlunafishing@gmail.com. That's a great way to get a hold of me. So any of my social media platforms, I'm active. I check my messages, all that. Obviously, email. So I'm definitely looking for that. I've got tons of different ways I can help a company market their brand and hopefully increase their their sales, or even a charity that wants to get their name out there and try to get more donations to their cause. I can also assist them in different ways, from anything from mobile advertising on a truck, or boat wrap, and all kinds of things. Even if they're not familiar with how the fishing industry works or anything like that, that's something that I can easily explain. I have lots of different information that I can pass along to anybody that would be interested in wanting to partner with me and trying to get their brand out there. That's definitely something that I can assist with and answer any questions they have.
Of course. And Matt, I'm going to ask you, since we are a very military but veteran-based podcast, if there's any veterans or military individuals out there that want to learn about fishing, go out there and see what you do, would you be willing to entertain them for a little bit and take them out maybe for a ride, teach them how to fish, or just get over on the phone with them, tell them what gear they need to buy?
So even social media?
Yeah, would that be something you'd be interested in connecting with them on? Be kind of a coach, a mentor?
Absolutely. And the whole coaching
Great.
thing, that's something that I've been kind of dabbling and trying to set something up to do that specifically.
That's decent.
I haven't gotten it sorted out just yet, but
Well, let's help you with that.
behind the scenes, I'm starting to try to put maybe through email, so it's something I can do ongoing, but
Right.
then also some stuff that I can do over the phone or in person video chats, or even out on the water. I know in San Diego there's a big military population out here, so that's definitely something that I would be open to. They just got to get a hold of me, Instagram, Facebook, email, whatever.
We'll push it out too. The reason I bring that up is I know personal experience with fishing, and I'll just before we let you go for the day and get back to your life here, I know it's just hard not to go to Walmart, buy a fishing rod, grab a couple lures, and be done for the day and go out there and then waste your money. So I figured if they can get a hold of you, you can answer a couple questions and lend your expertise, and really make that a conversation topic for them. I think that most of our military individuals would appreciate it, especially if they are in San Diego area. You guys have obviously a ton of water, a ton of fishing, so I think that'd be a great fit. So let's pump that out for you. Let's make you the go-to, and hopefully we'll get you some recognition and some naming out there beyond what you already have with our veteran and military base that we have listening to our podcast here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That's definitely something I'm into. I mean, going back to last year in May, there's a warrior event up at Diamond Valley that few of the people that work at the dealership that I mentioned put on, and basically it's an event that we take out active duty military, or even I think some of them are former military, and we just take them out, and it's like a fishing tournament for the day out at Diamond Valley Lake, and I participated in that last year, and that was a pretty cool event. And I have that video up on my YouTube channel as well. And,
let's share that as well.
My dad was in the military, so I'm definitely wanting to help the military guys out for sure, and women.
I think that'd be a great niche, man, and I appreciate it. So Matt, we'll let you go. It was mattlunafishing@gmail.com. Did I get that right?
Yep, that's exactly right. mattlunafishing@gmail.com. And then if you guys want to find me on any of the social media networks, it's Matt Luna Fishing.
Perfect. Matt, we appreciate your time today, sir.
Yeah, Matt, we definitely want to keep in touch here and continue to chronicle your journey. If you have us, do so. Like I said, push out your content on our Twitter, our homepage, as well as our YouTube and different formats on our end. And anybody out there looking to either learn how to fish, definitely recommend checking out Matt Luna's videos on YouTube. Maybe he'll put out some tutorials and things like that. Maybe for people just to continue helping out, but just as important, helping him get out his goal and his dream to become a fisher. As well as if there's any sponsors out there, we would definitely love to have you connect here with him so he can move forward and again take that dream by the horn and have a little bit less stress of toting and going back and forth.
Yeah, thanks guys. I really appreciate it. I'm just glad we were able to redo this, even though we tried this a couple weeks ago and didn't work out. But I'm just glad we were able to reconnect and get this out there, because I enjoyed talking to you guys, and so I appreciate it.
No, absolutely. Sir. We appreciate your flexibility, sir.
Enjoy your day, Matt. Absolutely. We'll catch up with you soon here, and we'll stay in contact here shortly.
All right, guys. Sounds good. Thanks again.
Thank you. Take care.
All right.
So that was Matt Luna. Again, we're just trying to chronicle a man's dream of doing something that he loves.
Yep.
And making a life out of it.
We can't do it. Somebody else better be able to.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, man. I think it's really good telling. To your point, Scott. I'm the guy that goes and buys some worms and has gone fishing and thought I was doing something when I caught something. But most time, I don't do nothing but sit there and I kill the sand because I'm standing on sand for so long.
I lose 10-pound weights when I cast them out.
Yeah, and then yeah,
because you don't cast a 10-pound weight.
Yeah, and
you drop it.
Yeah, well,
so I learned that real fast. But the ocean's got a nice 10-pound weight somewhere out there.
Oh, they got it. The ocean one. But no, and I think it's pretty fascinating that he's chronicling it, and it's actually very impressive to have the wherewithal to do that, and then to actually go out there and do it. I mean, I think there's a lot to be said for, whether it's fishing, powerlifting, being
he's a good dude.
No, it's great. So,
Matt, we appreciate you, sir, and we appreciate all of our listeners as well. This is Scott.
Well, yeah, but speaking of which, before you go out with that, man, I was
just lighting a fire, and you just went
no,
like
man,
that.
because I want to recognize something here.
Blow out the match.
You talking about our viewers, man? Our viewers are killing it right now.
That is true.
We just hit over 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel in a matter of a month and a half.
You know 1,000 people?
I know 5 people.
I don't know 1,000 people, brother.
But I would like to know.
Thank you all.
I would like to know these 1,000 people. No, I really would. And next time we have this live event, which will be sometime later on this month, we
March 2nd.
March 2nd. Okay, so next month. So blow out my fire. But no, I really, we really we highly encourage people to, get on and write to us, click to us as in the moment, so we can have that conversation. We can kind of dial everybody in, and if you have some questions for us or have some topics you want us to discuss on Head to Head with our guest of the day or whatever, shoot them in, man. That way, really, to give us content, right?
And
so that way I'm not stumbling around like an idiot.
And this contest is going to be $1,000 gift card giveaway March 2nd. So there's going to be some rules and stipulations coming up, but we want you guys to join us. So keep in touch. We'll post the rules here shortly, probably by end of this week, by the 8th. And you guys will know what's going on, what you have to do to be registered and be enrolled to win $1,000.
Yeah, and as always, you can catch us on LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn. You can IM me personally. We can have a conversation if you're looking to get on the show, if you just have questions about the show, if you want to tell me to stop blabbering on the show, whatever, you can IM me directly on that. I'm on it all the time. Also, same difference on Twitter. You can connect with us there. On Twitter, just so full disclosure, on Twitter, we'll get into more topics a little bit more abruptly, I will say.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, we'll
You are a Twitter whore, brother.
Yeah, man, you tasked me with that, brother, and I really find a value in Twitter, but
it's fast.
It is very fast, brother. It's very fast and quick. But then you can also hit us up on Instagram. I think Facebook is pretty much done.
We're done with Facebook.
Yeah, we blew that up.
It's just too much.
And then, of course, you can see our ugly mugs and hear our shows on YouTube, our YouTube channel.
Yep.
And again, that goes back to our 1,000+ subscribers in just a month and a half. We definitely appreciate your support on that. And as always, you can get to us any which way but loose at www. See what I did there, Clint?
I got you.
www.head2headpodcast.com. That's Head2Head Podcast. That's the number 2 podcast.com. And you can get directed to all the social media outlets, all the interviews, all the rants, all the Friday firefights, all the Whiskey Tuesdays, whatever the hell
Basically,
we got.
find out whatever you want to find out about us.
Yeah, you can even see some personalities and read about us, because we all like to read about people we don't know, so that's cool. Now you can go into the
I was wondering about that.
To the closing monologue, brother, because I just need to get a shout out to our people.
Well, thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. This is Scott.
And this is Chris.
You guys have a good week. We'll speak to you here Wednesday. We have a nice guest coming on, and then Friday's our firefight again. So take care till then, and we'll speak to you soon. You can listen to us later.
Take care, Warriors.